This is my daughter, Kayla. She's a 19-year-old student and my sunshine.
This is my mom. Her name is Stacy. I guess I would call her my rock. When I was a kid, I would call him my best friend. We did everything together. He played baseball, so we went to his game at night. We would run around the house, and I would be on his back, and we'd be chasing my mom, or I'd be in my mom's arms, and he'd be chasing us. He was my best friend, pretty much.
You just never know how, in an instant, your entire life changes. Like that.
2 Marlowe Furniture deliverymen were shot. One of them died while dropping off bed rails. It happened in January 2007 at the Accokeek home of Prince George's County Police Corporal Keith Washington. He was Deputy Director of Homeland Security. Upstairs, 3 to 5 shots were fired. 22-year-old Brandon Clark died. His partner and cousin, Robert White, was critically wounded, but later testified against Washington at his trial, saying an argument resulted in an unprovoked shooting. Washington was convicted in 2008 of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of first-degree assault and use of a handgun. He was sentenced to and is serving a 45-year prison sentence.
My dad shouldn't be in prison. He protected his family.
This call is from
Keith Washington,
an inmate at the Maryland Correctional Facility.
I look down the hallway, and White is sticking his head out of Caleb's bedroom. And when I see him, I say, "Hey, what are you doing in there? Come out of there." Clark is like, he said something, and before I knew it, the guy hit me in the back of the head. And then White punched me from the front. I'm thinking right now, this is how people get killed in their own home. White's on one side, Clark's on the other side. He kicked my arm so hard, as I was ducked down, like in a squatting position, covering up my head, that it broke my watch and knocked my watch off my wrist. Now, it's life or death. And I know that my wife is there, my 6-year-old daughter is there. When I pull my gun, I'm squatted down. They're on top of me, 12 inches from me.
As I'm coming down the hallway, I'm looking up. I get here, I go up to come, I think, okay, they're beating him, these 2 guys. He's in the middle, they're on either side of him. And I think, oh my God, I need to help him. And I start to go up, and then I think, no, I need to get her out of here. So I step back, turn, and as I'm coming back this way, that's when I hear the shots. And then I just go back through here, grab her, and then grab the phone, and then go out the garage door. They were very large, 2 very large men, and Keith was not a large guy. If they had gotten his weapon, I think they would have killed him. They may have killed him anyway. They were way bigger than he was. He was unable to fight back. He was unable to run. There was just no way for him to get away from them. If he had not had his gun on him that night, it's very possible that he could have been killed.
Washington's account placed them in very close proximity, including that one was on each side of him, beating him as he was crouched down. Mr. White's account placed them at some significant distance from Mr. Washington when he started shooting at them. The ballistics laboratory testing demonstrated that there was some gunpowder residue that was deposited on the entrance wound. And in fact, you really cannot posit that kind of gunpowder residue from a distant gunshot.
Keith's description of where the shots were fired matches where the shell casings were located. None of Robert White's story lines up with the evidence. He has Keith in the master bedroom doorway firing the shots. There are no shell casings found there.
when they did the ballistics check and they did the gun residue test, and they found at the tip of the barrel was a distance of like 3 to 12 inches, which is more consistent with them being right up on Keith when that shot was fired.
He had swelling underneath his eyes and swelling in the lips, and from my experience, yes, he was hit more than once.
Did he look like he had been in a fight?
Yes.
Once he was being assaulted, then he had every right to use lethal force, particularly in his home, since his wife and daughter were downstairs, in order to defend himself. Washington being in jail is just a travesty.
Keith should not be sitting in jail for 40 some odd years of his life. I've handled a number of homicide investigations where individuals who committed murders have not received, half that time. I also believe that there were some issues with regards to the way the state's attorney's office conducted themselves. And the fact that this did have some political undertones for their office as well. Mr. Wright, had definitely had political aspirations as well during that particular point in time.
This issue's been around for a long time. PG County has had a lot of reporting done on it over the years. And I can see even back then where this could have been a issue that that's a politically minded prosecutor might want to jump on.
I think it became pretty clear that the prosecutor had an axe to grind. The prosecutor was looking to make some perhaps political hay to further their own career.
He's been in prison for 12 years.
I guess in the beginning I tried to shield her from all of this craziness. So tried not to talk about it a lot and just tried to let her have a childhood, really.
When I was younger, I was in Girl Scouts, so they'd be like daddy-daughter dances, and I wouldn't go because there's no one to take me. He didn't see me at graduation. He didn't, see me at prom.
He is probably one of the most kind-hearted people. He was a police officer so that he could make a difference. Kayla said to me, one night, not long after he was sentenced, we told the truth and Dad still didn't come home. What do we do now? What do you say to that? That kind of sums it up for me. What do we do now? And I think I said something like, we keep fighting until he comes home. And so here we are, still fighting.